When you hear the word quitter, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? I bet it's something negative like loser, failure, coward, lazy, or irresponsibility. For example, they are rage quitters. They are people who get frustrated when things like video games are not going well and quit halfway. Wait, why does it sound familiar to me? Speaking of video games, there is an award-winning game called Ghost of Tsushima. If you're a gamer, you might have heard of it. The story is based on a real historical event. Here's what happens in the game. There is an island in Japan called Tsushima, and it was invaded by Mongols in the late 13th century. And the main character, a samurai from noble family, survived and fought to protect Tsushima. The samurai way of fighting is first, announcing who they are, and approaching enemy face to face with a single sword in hand. But it didn't work against the Mongol soldiers, and the invasion kept getting worse. The main character realized that if he stuck to the samurai way of fighting, he wouldn't be able to save Tsushima. So he started fighting in ways that go against the samurai way, little by little, like sneaking up on enemies and poisoning them. By doing that, he struggled with letting go of what his family had taught him. In the end, he quit his proud samurai identity. For him, quitting became a necessary way to move forward, and that's what allowed him to level up. I was so moved and cried a lot while experiencing the story. Especially, I could relate to the pain and struggle of letting go of something valued for generations. And also, through this game, it became clear to me that quitting is not always wrong. As I live in modern times, of course, my situations are not as extreme as the main characters. But let me share the 2 big quits I've made when I was a teenager. One of the quits was when I was in middle school, in the brass band club. The band was winning golds at the competitions, but it was very strict. A lot of the rules just didn't make sense to me. For example, when someone had to miss the practice, their name and reason were written on the blackboard for everybody to see on purpose. And plus, people spoke negatively about them. And when somebody quit the club, they were treated as a bad one. As a teenager, I thought missing a practice is a bad thing, and quitting felt like a crime. I was scared that if I did so, I would disappoint or be disliked by the band members, teachers, and even my family. One time, I had to miss a few days of practice because of family reason. And when I realized I had to return to the club, it was depressing to go back to a place where I didn't find myself happy. I was so anxious and ended up crying, and I even got a nosebleed. When I got the physical symptoms like nosebleed, I finally realized that staying in this club is unhealthy. But at the same time, I was scared. What if people were disappointed in me? What if they didn't like me anymore? The hardest part was my favorite person, Grandpa, told me not to quit. He loved coming to my concerts. Even now, even after he's gone, I still remember that moment. But in the end, I quit the club. I ended up choosing my physical and mental health. After I quit, the band members stopped talking to me. But I made new friends who accepted me the way I was. The time I spent with them was so much fun and comfortable. And the fear of being disliked just faded away. Back then, I didn't realize how lucky to have those friends. But thinking back, it was the best moment of my middle school years. The second quit was when I was in high school. I lost confidence by comparing myself to others. I thought I made a wrong decision about my future. I stopped going to school and started to hate myself for thinking about quitting again, like when I was in middle school. And I thought quitting school would be a huge disappointment to my family. Since my parents are teachers, that made it even worse. I also thought maybe I'm not normal because I couldn't go to school like everybody else. I started to hate myself more and more. And in the end, I shut myself in my room. Then, an opportunity to study in Canada came up. I'd always been interested in going abroad, and I've been to New Zealand twice in the past, which I really enjoyed. And most importantly, I didn't know what else to do other than stay in my room. So I decided to take this opportunity. Life in Canada really helped me build confidence. As I stand here, giving presentation in front of all of you, I've completely changed from a girl who used to shut herself in her room. In Canadian school, there were no rules that I struggled in Japan. I was even surprised by a simple thing like being able to drink water without asking for a teacher's permission. In the music class, there was a brass band. And even though I quit the club in Japan, I was one of the best at playing instrument. And I also joined the band club and got so many opportunities to play solos. And when I played a solo, the audience was much more energetic compared to the quiet reactions in Japan. I still remember the sound of them shouting my name. Oh, don't worry. I'm not talking about you guys. I know that you all are saving your energy for the standing ovation later. Just kidding. I also won an award for my achievement in music in a school assembly. And by those experiences, I gained a lot of confidence. And I stopped caring about the things I was worried in Japan. And I could realize this because of living in Japan. I also found out that when the environment changes, what considers as normal also changes. In Canada, there are people from many different backgrounds. And I found out there are many different ways of living, values, and also approach to things. I learned a lot from them, and it opened up new perspectives and unlocked my way of thinking and acting. Now, I no longer see quitting as a crime. I no longer worry about getting disliked or disappointing others. By quitting, I've opened new paths. I've quit so many things, but surprisingly, I haven't quit my marriage. Including the time we were dating. My husband and I have been together for over 15 years. And I believe that things that can continue naturally will last. When it comes to relationships, stepping away from a toxic relationship is also another way of quitting. If something is hurting your body and mind and putting you into a dangerous situation, you should step away from it. Those mindsets shaped my life in many ways. After returning to Japan, I've quit my job several times. Thinking back of my school years, I realized that I had a hard time fitting into Japanese organizations. And also found out I'm not good at committing to just one company for a long time. It took time to reach here, but by quitting the jobs that didn't fit me, I found my current path. When it comes to works, I often hear people in Japan say they want to quit their jobs, but they can't. Recently, I have seen agencies. There are even agencies that helps you to quit jobs. And the number of users has been increasing every year. And one of their main jobs is to call their client's workplace and tell them they want to quit. And the news of these agencies got a lot of attention in Japan, which could mean that people have a huge concern about quitting jobs. And I've seen that some other opinion that says, why don't you quit by yourself instead of using those agencies? But from my experiences, I kind of understand why some people want to use them. When I wanted to quit in the past, what was always in my mind was, what if people think when I quit? I never cared about what was the best for me. And I believe that worrying about others could stop people from making the best decision. And in those situations, it helps you to focus on how you feel. What will happen to you when you quit? And what future awaits you after you quit? It might sound difficult for those who have somebody to support, like family. But the example I will share with you really made sense to me when I heard it. Here's the example. In the airplane safety instruction, they say, please put your own oxygen mask before assisting your children or other passengers. It's exactly like that. If you're not okay, you can't help anybody else. And this example is a host of one of my favorite TV show, RuPaul. I love the phrase when RuPaul says at the end of his show, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell you're going to love somebody else? And I believe that the most important thing is you can be who you are and stay happy. Now, I can say with confidence, quitting is not failure. It could help you move forward even stronger. Thank you.